Good evening, Tiger Nation, and welcome once again to Tiger Talks, our weekly Hattiesburg Tigers coaches show here with Tony Vance. And we're going to talk tonight about the Little Brown Jug game last week. What a crazy week that was, and an awesome game. Just a little hint for you: the Jug is back where it belongs. We'll go with that right now. We're also going to preview this week's game against a crosstown rival, Oak Grove, out in West Hattiesburg, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a good time. We're here at Walk-On's Bistreaux and Bar here in Hattiesburg. This is our usual spot for the second year in a row, and I've been talking to Eric Fastnack and Roe, the managers here. They've been taking really good care of us and got us these masks. They got us a nice spot. We got our own spot back here, Coach. This is the second year. I mean, we can pretty much say this is Tiger Talk Corner right here.
Yeah, it is, and it's awesome, man. And the people here at Walk-On do an awesome job of making everything just how it needs to be for us. So.
They do. They have asked us several times, y'all need anything? What you need? What you want? And Coach Vance has found himself a new drink. He likes the watermelon. I think is it watermelon strawberry lemonade?
I think that's exactly what it is.
It is very good. So Coach Vance is waiting on one of those. I've got mine here. So we are good to go. Again, Tiger head football coach. There it is, Coach.
Oh, thanks, Ro.
Tiger head football coach, athletic coordinator Tony Vance. Thanks for being with us, Coach.
Thanks for having me again.
Go ahead and we talked a little bit about last week some of the other sports that are getting kicked off or going to kick off and that kind of thing. You know, we like to do our weekly kind of state of the program.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on outside of football in Hattiesburg High Athletics?
Well, volleyball is going on right now as we speak. They're playing Long Beach in a division game. So hopefully our girls pull it out. Young volleyball team this year, but Coach Wesco and Coach McGiver's doing a great job with them, and they're getting better each and every week. So excited by our volleyball team. So just looking forward to hopefully they can pull off that victory tonight. Cross country competed last week for the first time down at George County in the cross country meet. So excited about those young men and women, and Coach Green does an outstanding job with our track program year round. That enables us to have a really good track team in the spring. So kudos to Coach Green and our young men and women on those cross-country track teams. A lot of people are not volunteering to just run cross-country.
No, that's what I was going to say. Those are the kids, out of all the kids that I admire the most, are the ones that want to go run through the woods and for just miles and miles and miles. I don't know what's wrong with them, but kudos to them.
No doubt, but they're doing an awesome job.
They are. So that's what's going on. What we got? We got anything coming up?
Not right now. We're just still in our fall sports, which is, our football, volleyball, cross country, and swim. So still waiting to host our first swim meet. Still, today was actually our first official day back on campus. We're doing a hybrid schedule for our students. So today was A through J. So tomorrow will be K through Z, and hopefully we'll start picking up some more student athletes, and we can get some other programs started pretty soon.
So how did that go? I mean,
I thought it went well. I tried to make sure I was on campus when the buses dropped off this morning, and obviously was really different than what we're used to, but limited numbers still. But tomorrow being day 2, looking forward to that, and excited about seeing the rest of them tomorrow. So
you haven't had students in classrooms since spring break.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
So March, April, sometime in that area.
March,
so
sure was.
It's been a long time. So seeing the buses unload probably was a little bit of a different sight for you guys.
It was. So we was excited to see the kids this morning, welcome them back to campus, and had an exciting day, and just looking forward to tomorrow.
So kind of crazy day and kind of a crazy week last week. I mean, talk about just everything that went into we'll get to the game in a minute, but just the week leading up to game day, actually getting to play a game we didn't know we were going to. I mean, just how crazy was the week for you?
Well, just once the week got started that Monday, it was like a flash. Everything went so fast, and not even dealing with getting ready to play a football game, just dealing with ticket sales and how that was going to go. And we was here last Monday, and last Tuesday, obviously, when we did our Tiger Talk show. And at the time, we were only doing 2 tickets per participant. And so we had a meeting the next day, superintendent, and we decided to up it. And so we were able to sell 600 tickets to the general public for our home game. So needless to say, things went fast starting Wednesday. It really picked up. So, we was excited. I want to thank everyone that came out last week, both Hattiesburg and Laurel fans, and, made the environment as good as it could be.
Well, that's where I was going with this. So I assume we sold the 600 tickets.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and I assume that probably went pretty quickly.
Yeah,
So
it
it was 600 on top of the 2 per player. Is that right?
Yeah, so we were able to roughly sell altogether around 1,000 tickets.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I know it wasn't a normal jug game, but how?
But the game was a normal jug game.
Well, the game was. the between the lines definitely was.
Yeah.
But what did you think about the crowd? And I mean, this was your first time with kind of a limited capacity crowd, and just how did that go?
I thought the fans that were there, man, really made it exciting. Just to have those people that were cheering for Laurel and for Hattiesburg, and I want to thank them for coming out, and just making the experience what it was for our players and our coaches, and our cheerleaders did an excellent job, and just the experience, just getting to play at first game at home at D.I. Patrick on your new turf. All of it was exciting, and like I said, when Wednesday roll around, those ticket sales start to go really fast, and next thing you know, you look up and it's Friday.
Yeah, definitely, and I agree. I think that I wanted to hear your thoughts on it, but I think that the crowd that came on both sides was really into it, and it's one of those things where, hey, you can only get limited number of people in there, so if you're going to come ready. Come
and they
ready.
were.
Yeah.
They came ready to cheer the teams on.
They definitely were, and I thought that the crowd was a big part of the game, even though it was limited. So, I mean, let's get into it. The Jug's back home.
Jug's home where it belongs.
26-12 victory over the Laurel Tornadoes, and we would be in trouble if we didn't start by talking about that defense. That Tiger defense was lights out. I believe 6 turnovers plus an onside.
Yeah, 8 total, I think.
8 total, so kind of onside kick. But, I mean, defense was lights out. Just what did you say to those guys before you started? And you told me last week that it was going to be – you said that the defense is going to be the strength, and you said the secondary is going to be the strength of the defense, and it was.
Yeah, I mean, just, I challenged before we went out. One of the things I did say to him, hey, you plan on brand new turf. You don't want to be the first team to lose on your brand new turf, your first time playing at home. And but we challenged them to, bring the Jug back home and just, reiterated what it meant to everyone, not just in our school district, but in the city of Hattiesburg. And just wanted to make sure that they understood that, we had a job to do tonight. And that was to go 1-0. And just, like I said, we really challenged them before we went out and asked them to give it all they had. We knew they would make mistakes. It's going to be our first game. So we expected mistakes. We did make mistakes. I don't think I asked them just leave it out on the field and go full speed. And I thought they did that. I thought they played their hearts out, man, and just thought that, in the end, that we were able to make a few more plays than they were.
You're right. They did leave it all out on the field. I mean, they came like we talked about, the fans better come ready to go. The players came ready to play too. And did a great job with that. That don't lose on your first. Don't lose the first. Don't be the team that lost the first game on the new turf is a real coach thing. That's a coach thought, because nobody else thought that. You're the one. You as the head coach were the one that was like, all right, I'm gonna use this to motivate my guys.
No doubt.
That's a coach motivation.
Well,
right
that
there.
amongst other things, sometimes you have to dig in a lot of places to find some motivation. But that's one thing I say about our players. I've been here 8 years, and usually when we play the Jug game, it doesn't take a whole lot to motivate them.
Yeah, you're right. They know a lot of those kids from Laurel. They've played against them. They've had heated games against them, and so they showed up to play. And one of the guys that showed up to play was Walt Thompson. I mean, you just kind of, it's what, second year playing football or back playing football?
Yeah, second year back. Played as a freshman, didn't play a sophomore year, and came back last year. And I thought he just matured a lot last year throughout the season. Had some ups and downs, but just really learned a lot. And I tell people all the time, there's no substitute for experience, And so when you've got some experienced guys, they learn from those mistakes they make as young pups, as we call them. And, as seniors, we expect them to turn in performances like that when given an opportunity to.
Walt had 3 picks and an onside kick. Or it was a kick, so we keep calling it an onside kick.
Yeah, it wasn't an onside kick. We kicked it. They didn't cover it, so we did.
It was a sky. It was just a sky kick, like we had been kicking, and their return man just kind of stood there and looked at it, and it bounced in front of him, and Walt was smart enough to go down there and grab it. Yeah,
one thing we take pride in is coaching our kids up on special teams and the rules of the games to make sure they understand the difference between a kickoff and a punt. You don't have to field a punt. You have to field a kick, on kickoff. So. Fortunate for us, our kids understood that, and the ball was there, and we got it. So.
And that's a free possession.
Yeah, it's free possession. It's free ball. Whoever gets it is their ball. So.
And I did notice that he kicked it back at that guy again later, and he went and got it that time.
Yeah, it was funny because Deuce is, he's the ball boy, and he said, Dad, we can kick it over his head right there. And, so I'm going to give kudos to Deuce. He kind of picked that up and like that. And so we did. And, so kudos to Deuce for head in the game and paying attention to what was going on.
Well,
so,
he's the assistant head coach on this team. So but yeah, kicked it at that guy again, and I'm sure he got a butt chew in the first time because he went after it that second time.
Yeah.
And so I want to say one thing of the picks that Walt had. The one, I think it was in the third quarter in the end zone, was probably the best one because I was kind of looking at it from a similar vantage point down the sight line of their quarterback, and I thought the receiver was open too.
Yeah,
I
tell you what,
and Walt just closed.
Yeah, it caught that closing speed, and
he
showed some on that, and just excellent hands, just all hands ball away from his body, and he had an awesome night, man, just a great night, and can't say enough about his performance the defense overall's performance.
Defense overall, and we'll talk about a couple of those other guys in a minute. But Laurel was without their probably best player, Xavier Evans, a guy that's played there for years, that was their quarterback last year, was moved to running back this year. I think got hurt earlier in the week. So they were without him, and then lost their dandy dozen receiver on the first drive. Yeah. And so, I mean, do you think that affected their game plan some?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, you take anyone's best two players away, and it's going to affect them, but Xavier, I think it was Wednesday night maybe when I heard that he may have got banged up in practice and may have been doubtful, for Friday. And, I never did ask Coach about it, just as a coach, hey, you got to coach your team and get your guys ready to play regardless who they have over there.
Yeah.
I knew we was going to be without, our starting quarterback in Jordan. And, obviously we weren't going to publicize that.
Right.
But, I knew that. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, that's good. And then, obviously, for them to lose that Danny doesn't receive him, us to lose, Cam was, one of those things that, I told the official, I said, I just think there's two guys, competing. It wasn't a deal where, they was actually out there fighting. They were just competing, going at each other, and, I mean, that's what you want.
Yeah, it was. And it was, I think, with it being early in the game, and they were ejected. They were both ejected from the game. I think that they were kind of pushing a little bit on one of the plays before, but I still think it was a little bit of a quick trigger.
Yeah, my thing was, hey, let's sit them out, play, throw penalties on both of them, and sit them out for a few plays, let them cool off, and bring them back. But it is what it is, and we had to put up with the results of it.
Yeah, it's a rivalry game. You know, I think the officials may have wanted to go ahead and nip that in the bud.
And I think that's the first time I can remember close to any type of confrontation.
Yeah.
In 8 years we played them, and it was just two guys competing. It wasn't I'm going to get you or whatever. It was just two guys competing, and they got caught up in the moment. And, unfortunately for, both of them, they got ejected. So.
Yeah. But you're right. I think that it affected the game plan as well some. But, I think not having Xavier Evans was probably a bigger loss. But it's like you said, you plan for you game plan for Xavier Evans, and whoever they put in there after that, you're gonna be all right. If you game plan to stop Evans, you can probably stop pretty much anybody. So
he's a really good player, excellent young man. Talked about him last week. So
went with J.J. Powell at quarterback. You talked about that for a minute. Talk about his performance, how he played.
Did a good job. He did a good job for us. I think J.J. is one of those guys that he's growing each and every day at practice, each and every week. He's gaining more confidence in his abilities. So he's a guy that, got plenty of reps last year. Never started the game, but got a lot of reps for us last year. In times when Jordan was, out the game, what have you. But, did a good job managing the offense and, just getting the ball where it needed to be in the passing game when we had to have some plays. He made some plays, made some key reads for us, made some good decisions with the ball in his hand. And that's what we expect our quarterbacks to do, is take care of the football.
He didn't make many bad decisions. And so that's, he did throw a pick early in the game. May have been a little jitters. It may have been his first pass.
Yeah, his first pass, and one of those things he probably wish he could have back.
Yeah.
I wish he could have it back.
Right.
So he was able to shake that off and come back and lead his team to a victory.
He did. Played well after that, I thought.
Yep.
Jaquez Andrews played running back for you. We kind of knew he was going to do that. Played a little on both sides, but was a primary running back for you. I thought things were a little tight at first, and then as the game went on, seemed to open up a little bit for him.
I think so. I think he got more comfortable. I think our offensive line started to, get a little surge at the line of scrimmage. And, I think I said last week, most games are going to be one up front, offensive line, defensive battle. So that was one of those things that was back and forth all night. And they had some success on the ground, and we had some success on the ground. So, both teams will get better, no doubt.
I think both of your lines, offensively and defensively, got better as the game went on. I think they took over both sides as the game went on.
I agree. I think those guys are, like I said, they're going to only get better.
The guy that you called spark plug was just that on several plays. That Chance Duckworth came in and sparked you. Things got stagnant a little bit a couple of times, and when that happened, you could pretty much call it. I mean, after that first time he did it, he came in, you ran pretty much the same play with him, and it kind of sparked you every time.
Yeah, and that's what he is, man. He's a guy that we know we can put back there in the Wildcat situation, or, just try to get the ball in his hand, let him do what he does best, and that's just, make guys miss and not run people, So can't say enough about Chance, man. That little guy's the heart and soul of our football team.
Yep, and played well on defense as well. He's just all over the place.
He is, man. He's one of those guys that's a bundle of energy, man. And, when he gets going, man, he's one of those guys that it's hard to calm down, because he's just one of those guys that he wants to win. He wants to compete. And, he plays with a chip on his shoulder, and rightfully so.
Probably one of the smallest guys on your team. I think he's listed at 5'6", 145 or something like that.
That's probably about right.
He's a little bitty guy, but he plays much bigger.
No doubt.
And so I thought he had a great game for you guys. And another guy we talked about last week was Tobias Hinton. And Tobias was pretty much camped out in the Laurel backfield this week.
Yeah, just a sophomore, man. He's got a high ceiling, and we expect some big things from Tobias. And look forward to him to continue to grow and get better each and every week. And, I think he'll be a name that people will get real familiar with, in the near future.
I think that sophomore class has got potential to be very good.
Very talented class, some really good players in that class, and some great kids in that class that, they love being part of the team. They love being around each other, and, that's what you want.
Yeah, as we were going through the game, we would call out names, and I'd look at their graduation year, and there's several of them that were sophomores.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this class has got potential right here. Not that the junior class doesn't. I mean, there's some players there too. But that sophomore class coming up is going to be really good. Now, one thing we don't normally do is we don't normally talk about punters. But we gotta mention Matt Adams. I mean, the guy has been. I mean, even in the scrimmage the other night, the guy, he has been very good.
Look, had never punted before, and, we was out there, said we got to find a punter. And he said, Coach, I might be able to do it. And, it didn't take long to figure out he had a live leg. And, hey, we just need to get this guy coached up on what he needs to do. And he does the rest, And so had 2 or 3 times where he just flipped the field for us, and that's huge. And it'll be huge moving forward, And so just, can't say enough about Matt and the job he did Friday night punting the football for us. And he was definitely a valuable weapon. Had the opportunity to recover 2 muff punts. I think we may have gotten 1, or maybe we didn't, but we had the opportunity to.
I think we got 1, and we almost had 1.
Yeah.
And somehow, I don't know how they ended up with it, but yeah.
But that's the advantage of having a really good punter.
Yeah, not only did he flip the field position-wise, but there were a couple times where he kicked it so good that the return man, I think, misjudged it. And so that's where you're talking about, where you had the muff punts or just the completely missed ones.
Definitely.
That were misjudged. So I thought he did a great job, and I figured we needed to mention him at least for a second. And we got something coming in the door right here.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Here, put that right over here
right
just
there,
for
man.
a second.
Maybe it won't block our view too much.
It probably will, but that's all right. We got the jug back in Hattiesburg. Has it been sanitized, Coach?
Yeah, it's been clean.
All right. I just know Mayor Barker asked that Laurel sanitized it before it got here.
Well, their mayor said they weren't going to waste any sanitization materials on it, but we took care of that. And I made sure I had my gloves on when they gave it to me.
You did.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the little brown jug here is back in Hattiesburg where it belongs. We are glad to have it back, and that's one of the things I was going to mention is it actually doesn't block our view very, very bad, so we're good. So one of the things I was going to mention was Mayor Barker had talked some trash that day. Did he call you and say, hey, you got to make me look good here?
Nah, he never does, man.
He just sets you up and
no
goes
pressure.
With it. Yeah.
No pressure. Just go out and play a game, man. Just, put the whole city on y'all's back. And so.
Yeah,
But it's always fun to hear those mayors go back and forth, man. I'm just glad our mayors have had the opportunity to be on the winning side of that thing more times than since I've been here than not. So.
And Mayor McGee fired back.
Oh yeah, I knew he would.
Back. Yep.
I knew he would.
So Mayor Barker said he politely asked in an official memo to Mayor McGee and Laurel that they sanitize the jug before it comes back here, where its preferred location is. I think what he said. So and then Mayor McGee came back and said that sanitizing agents are in high demand right now, and they didn't want to waste theirs since it wasn't going to come back to Hattiesburg anyway. And you know what, Coach Vance? When the game was over, they had to go get it.
Yeah.
I don't think they were planning on giving it to you.
I think they left it in Laurel, and they had to send a resource officer back to pick it up when they got there, and they left it in the car. So
your guys had started the "Where the Jug At"
it was pretty cool.
It was. Everybody's waiting. The game's over. Laurel's players are going into the locker room, and your Hattiesburg guys are over there chanting, "Where's the jug at?"
Yeah, where the jug at?
Yeah.
So they were fired up, man. And me and one of my assistant principals talked about this morning. It was just awesome to see those kids and our fans have something finally to cheer about. That was probably the first time in 6 months that, these kids have had anything to cheer about. And it was just awesome feeling, just, put chills on my body just to think about these guys finally had something to cheer about. And just made me feel really good as a head football coach to know that, hey, these guys are putting in the work. They went out tonight, did what we asked them to do. And now they've got something to cheer about, and not just the football team, but the whole city of Hattiesburg. So something we definitely needed here in Hattiesburg. So we got something to cheer about, and I want everybody to, take a good look at it and be proud of the effort the kids put in. And, again, it's home where it belongs.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure everybody or most people have seen the video, but you were pretty excited to get it from Coach Ernest as well.
Yeah, I was, man, and it was a thing, man, and I wanted to present it to those kids and let them enjoy the moment, man, and that's something they'll remember forever.
Well, and we talked last year. You said you felt like the kids deserved the moment whenever we lost it, and you went into. We talked about it on the broadcast the other night too. You went into the middle of their huddle and stood there until everybody got around and handed it off to them so that they could have that moment.
I just think that's important in this series, man. For the losing coach, if you're losing the jug, to present it to the kids. I mean, and nobody likes to lose, but that's just in my opinion, that's the professional thing to do, and hand it over, and hopefully you're only doing it for a year. So
yeah. Yep. So you were excited. Everybody was excited. It was a lot of fun, and you talked about kind of something normal, something good, something to cheer about.
Yep.
I know it's preseason. You talk about these out of conference games being preseason games for you guys, but got off to a rough start last year. How does it feel? How different does it feel, and how good does it feel to start off 1-0 this year and get the jug back?
Man, a heck of a lot better than being 0-1. I'm just being honest. So, definitely a good feeling. It's only one game. We understand that. But, it was the jug game. So, and have opportunity to bring the jug back home and have some momentum, after week one. It's exciting for us as the coaches. It's exciting for our football players. And, now it's on to the next one.
And we talked about the mayor and kind of putting the city on your back and putting you in some hot water there. But I did see him come down there after the game and say something to you. So sure he told you thank you or something like that.
Yeah, man, Mayor Barker's been great, man. He supported us, all the way, and just done anything we've asked him to do to help us make everything we do possible. So thankful to Mayor Barker's city council and, all our supporters, our board of supervisors and all of them, man, that make what we do possible. So thankful for them. And like I said, our administrative staff, board of trustees, superintendent, give us the opportunity to do what we do on a daily basis. And I can't say enough about our parents and our players. So thankful to everyone that played a role or is playing a role in making this season possible.
I was checking to see the new score's not on there yet. We got to get it on there pretty quick.
I'll get that done. We was out of school yesterday, so we'll have it on there before the week's up, and we'll have this on display. Mayor, I always like to have it for a little while down in his office to show off, and then we'll put it down in the central office of our superintendent and go from there.
We're running out of room, Coach.
Yeah, somebody asked me what we're going to do when we're out of room. I said, I'll be retired. I think we got about 9 more spots. So
won't be your problem.
I'll be retired, but I don't know. We got
there's a few more spots.
But I tell you what, this is a piece of history right here if there's ever been one. And to kind of look back at some of these scores and some of these games, man, it's been a pretty exciting series.
Just think about the number, the hands that have touched it. I mean, even Coach Ryan Ernest played at Laurel. He played for this jug when he was there.
try to do what you got to do to try to get it back that next year.
You've been pretty fortunate to only have to do it once.
Yeah. So
what we're going to do is we're going to see if Coach Longmire over here can write the new score on there for us. And
he does have a really good handwriting. He probably could.
He could
man.
do it.
Ain't no doubt he could do it.
Get him a white Sharpie, man.
Yeah.
We'll get it on there.
Ain't no doubt he could do it.
We do appreciate him bringing the jug up here for us to show on the broadcast and show you that it's back home where it belongs. And we're going to take a little break, and we will come back and talk about this week's game, going to West Hattiesburg, cross town to play the Oak Grove Warriors. So we'll be back shortly. Hey, if you're watching, let us know. Ask questions. Coach Vance will answer questions. Ask questions. Give a shout-out. Say hey, whatever you want to do. So let us know that you're watching, and we'll be back here shortly.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistreaux and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors. And we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, and celebrations. Walk-Ons, it's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
All right, guys, you know what time it is. We're going to have a good shift. Make some noise. Hoo-wee! Hoo-wee! What do we do? What do we do? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Look for walk-ons near you. And remember, everyone needs a little playing time.
The first time I ever walked into a walk-ons, I looked around and I said, if I were ever to create my own sports bar, it would be just like this. The greatest thing you can do in life is be a part of a team. And that is certainly what we've tried to build here at Walk-Ons. And it's the way that we start our day, it's the way that we end our day, and everything in between.
Walk-ons on 3. 1, 2, 3. Walk-ons!
Walk-Ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
All right, Tiger Nation, we are back here. I told you it wouldn't be very long. We're back here at Walk-On's Bistreaux and Bar. For Tiger Talk, our sponsor here, I want to tell you about a dish. I like to tell you about a dish every time we do a show. And there's a dish here. It's an appetizer, I believe, actually. It's called the Devil's on Horseback.
Yeah.
And they are delicious. I mean, you had those, Coach?
Oh, yeah, you know I have.
It's the shrimp with the cream cheese and the jalapenos, and it comes with the chili sauce. They're fantastic.
They are.
So if you come to Walk-Ons, get the blackjack chicken sandwich like we talked about last week.
Gotta have that.
But for an appetizer, get the Devils on Horseback because they are fantastic. They'll burn you up too. They're a little spicy.
They're a little spicy.
But they are very good. So try that here at Walk-Ons Bistreaux and Bar in Hattiesburg. They do us right. They treat us great, and we really appreciate them. So I'm back here with head coach and athletic director. I got corrected. I said coordinator earlier. Athletic director Tony Vance, and we're going to talk this week, talk now about the game over in West Hattiesburg. Mayor Barker, as we were talking about, likes to call them West Hattiesburg. The Oak Grove Warriors. They're 1-0 as well, coming off a 52-29 win over Gulfport. They had 212 rushing yards. Just kind of looking at the stats, Coach, I know you've watched film on them. They had 212 rushing yards in the game, but scored 4 of their touchdowns through the air.
Yeah.
There were some shorter passes. Cade Barnett, number 2, is their quarterback, only had 96 passing yards, but 4 touchdowns. What'd you see in his game?
Well, he's definitely a dual-threat quarterback. You know, he's one of those guys that can hurt you with his legs and his arms. So he's one of those guys that you better know where he is on the field, and you better know if he's handing it off or running it himself or throwing it. So that's obviously makes it tough on guys to defend when you've got a dual-threat quarterback. So, you know, we'll have our hands full defending him and all the weapons he have at his disposal. So
did they, again, I hadn't watched any of it, but I know you have, did they kind of run between the 10s and then let him throw it in the down there close to the goal line, or what?
You know, that's the thing. They do a great job of keeping you honest. You know,
Yeah.
they're going to be a balanced football team. They're not going to force it in the air or on the ground. They're going to take what you give them. So that's one of the things about Coach Kyles and all his teams. But, you know, regardless what they're running it or throwing it, they're always explosive on offense. So.
Yeah, they usually are pretty good on offense. Eugene Newell, number 9's their leading rusher. He had 79 yards. Now, they had the ball off to a lot of folks.
Yeah.
Newell's number 9, 79 yards. What do you see from him?
Just a tough runner. You know, a guy that, you know, got some wheels, as my old high school coaches say. He's got some wheels and he can scoop. But a tough runner, man, a guy that's going, you know, if you don't get many hats to the ball, he's able to break tackles and, you know, maneuver his way around the defense. So going to do a great job of gang tackling and, you know, making sure we get the right people to the ball and around the ball and make tackles.
Tough to bring down.
Yep.
And then another guy you're familiar with, number 8, Cortland Harris, 36 rushing yards last week. Had 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 receiving. You expect him to give you trouble this week, maybe?
Well, he's a good player, you know. So obviously, you know, we don't know how he fits into their game plan this week. We'll wait and see.
Yeah. So you expect them to kind of try to run the ball on you a little bit? I mean, I know we talked about that some, but you said they keep you honest.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. They're going to take what they give you, man. You know, Barnett, you know, he's a really good runner with the ball in his hand. And but, you know, they like to throw it around too. So, I expect them to be balanced. Yep.
So what do you know about their defense?
Very, very athletic on the defensive front. You know, they like to play a 5-man front with those 2 edge guys that are very athletic, that's capable of rushing the passer. You know, tackling. Made a lot of tackles in the backfield last week. I think there are guys that are, you know, when you watch them play, they're aggressive. They fly around to the football. They're secondary-wise. They're opportunistic in the secondary. You know, so they got 11 guys over there that, you know, like to play defense, and that's always important when you got guys like to play defense. So
I was looking at their roster. They got 100 kids listed on their roster, so it's fairly easy to find 11.
Sure, they can find 11 to go over there, huh?
Fairly easy to find 11 when you got 100 on your roster.
No doubt.
So,
no doubt.
What's it like playing out there in Oak Grove? I mean, you think we'll take a good bit of fans out there?
Well, just depending on what they allow.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, right now I think they're going with the 25% capacity. So, you know, I know they've given us about 350 tickets, you know, for our players, cheerleaders, and we'll try to get those sold, you know, tomorrow and by Thursday or Friday, know what we have left to sell to whatever's left. So,
how do people get those? How to starting with and we'll talk about it every week, but starting with the family tickets, and then if there are general admission.
Whatever's left, man, they just need to contact the athletic office. I'm not, you know, I don't know if there's gonna be a bunch left for us to say we're gonna sell them out the ticket booth. You know, we will do that on home games that we host, but visiting games, they just need to contact the athletic office to find out how to purchase a ticket. If we got any left, we'll definitely sell them. But they will. I did talk to their athletic director, and he did say whatever they have left, they'll put on GoFan.
Okay.
You may want to visit their website to find out, you know, exactly how to go on and purchase those tickets. Yeah.
If you can't get one of those tickets, game 7 o'clock Friday night at Oak Grove, you can watch it.
Yep.
You can watch it with us. You can listen on 92.7 The Score. You can hear Jerome and I, Chad Davis, on the broadcast there on the radio, or you can actually watch the game for the price of a ticket. You can watch the game on HattiesburgTigers.com. There's 3 plans. You can go to HattiesburgTigers.com/plans. It's for a single game, $6.99. For a month pass, $24.99. For a season pass, $69.99. That'll get you every game all season, home and away. This will be our first away game. We'll get to go out there, see what that's like. And but I mean, we've been streaming these games for a couple of years now, so we've got it pretty good. I'm not going to say we have it perfected yet, but because as soon as you say something like that, something happens. But we do a pretty good job, I think. John Arnder is our technical guy, our media guy, and he does a fantastic job with everything. And we're very fortunate to have him.
Yep. Can't say enough about John and the job he does, and you know, all you guys, man. So I appreciate everything all you guys do to make it possible that we do here on Tuesday nights, and again, what y'all guys do on the radio on Friday nights, what John's able to do. You know, it's like I think I put John to work Monday through Friday sometimes.
Yeah.
But, you know, definitely exciting, though. Looking forward to the game Friday. Always an exciting atmosphere when we go across 98, and, you know, looking forward to same type atmosphere Friday night.
We have fun with it, and you mentioned Coach Causey. I know you guys talk. I've seen y'all talking here before. So
I think it was last year he was here.
He was here, but he wouldn't come on the show. I tried to get him to come on the show. He wouldn't do it. what's have you talked to Coach Causey this week?
We spoke this morning and just talked just basic stuff. We don't coach. Most coaches don't get in the game planning with each other on game week.
He didn't tell you his game plan?
No, he didn't do that. And
Okay.
had I asked him, he told me I wouldn't have believed him no way.
Yeah,
so,
he would have told you the truth.
But but no, me and Coach Causey, man, that's one thing I said, we've become really good friends over the years, and so it's all fun, and we're just trying to get both our teams trying to get better, man, and compete and win a ball game.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, it's going to be fun, and we're going to have a great time. Again, you can watch HattiesburgTigers.com. You can listen on 92.7 The Score. We're going to have it all there for you, ready to go. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. I know I've said that already, but I want to thank everybody. I want to thank coaches, Coach Vance and all your staff. I want to thank our guys, John, Chad, Jerome, everybody. I want to thank our sponsors, walk-ons. This year was difficult trying to find sponsors. It's funny, Coach. We were talking about it before. It's hard to ask people for money for the season when you don't know if you're going to have a season.
Yeah, definitely one of those things that, we were kind of, looking back and just say, man, what do we do? But we are still looking for sponsors. I say that again. And, if you want to become a sponsor of the Hattiesburg Tiger football team or athletic program in general, just contact myself at the athletic office. You can call the high school, 601-544-0811. And they'll transfer you where you need to be. And but we definitely are looking for sponsors still. And, again, you have the opportunity to become a sponsor.
Yeah, and you can the money that you're paying for the broadcast, to watch the broadcast, is actually going back into the program as well to help subsidize some of that lost revenue.
Yeah.
So that money, so you're not just paying to watch a game. People kind of get upset about that sometimes, or charge me to watch a game. But one, if you were buying a ticket, you'd be paying to watch the game anyway. And two, that money's going back to these guys so that they can play. We talked about last week, so that other sports can play, and some of these other fall sports and spring sports and winter sports. So it's going back to these guys. It's not going in anybody's pocket, I promise you that. So join us Friday night, Hattiesburg Oak Grove. It's going to be a good one. 92.7 The Score, WMXI app as well. You can listen. Join us here every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock for Tiger Talk. We're right here at Walk-Ons. We'll be here every Tuesday. We're going to try to line up some guests. I was actually trying to get the mayor on this week, and he was busy. I may try to get him next week. But we're going to line up some guests. We may have some coaches and that kind of thing. We've done that in the past. So join us. We have a good time. And interact with us. Let us know you're watching. And, Coach, final thoughts?
Well, just want to remind you, we're doing our entire athletic department is doing a Coke fundraiser. So we're selling Coke products. So you can see pretty much any of your student athletes, whether it be baseball, softball, cheerleaders, track, football, any sport that we have at the high school. So all of them are involved in this Coke fundraiser. And again, it's a fundraiser, and that's something we've done we're doing this year as an entire athletic department. We're selling Coke products. Next week's the deadline. So if you're interested in buying some Coke products, whether it be Coca-Colas, Sprites, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, Powerade, water, whatever it may be, the Tom Toms, the Body Armor, we pretty much, whatever Coke makes, we're selling it. So you can contact, again, any student athlete at the high school or middle school, any coach, or you can call the school and ask for myself. And we'll be happy to line you up and let you buy some Coke products to help support our young men and women at Hattiesburg High School.
Also sign up for Booster Club.
Yes.
So you can talk to any Booster Club member, Coach Vance, anybody at the school. Sign up for Booster Club. That money helps out the program as well. So do all that. Check us out Friday night. Come back here next Tuesday night. Thank everybody, John, Chad, everybody that's here, Coach Longmire, Mike, Coach Vance. I want to thank everybody, and I want to say good night.
Go Tigers.